Taking into account the online interaction in limited face to face classes, let us discuss now the recommended practices which may be implemented to protect learners' data privacy and security. Best practice 1. Schools should create policies or guidelines on the use of cameras for the conduct of online classes and examinations as may be reasonable and necessary to supervise and monitor learners and help educators in teaching. Opening of cameras during synchronous learning is not prohibited. Policies or guidelines should also be considered on the following: encourage the use of virtual backgrounds whenever possible to avoid displaying private living spaces. And consider equality and fairness in situations if learners experience technical difficulties, limited internet connection, device malfunctions, glitches on the online platforms, and other analogous circumstances, and determine the alternative ways to monitor online classes and examinations in these situations. Schools should likewise improve existing student codes of conduct, handbooks, or similar internal policies or rules to adequately regulate student behavior during online interaction. Schools must remind learners that the screen capturing, sharing, posting in social media, or any other similar kind of processing of chats, images, videos, and sounds involving their classmates and teachers during online classes may be subject to data privacy and other regulations. Schools should strictly enforce their social media policy. That's best practice number 3. Educators and other school personnel who may have collected personal data in their official capacity and or during an official school activity must be reminded that the same cannot be used for personal purposes, for example, posting in their personal social media accounts. Another best practice is this. Online classes may be recorded for purposes of viewing by learners who may have missed a particular class subject to existing school policies on attendance. The same recording may likewise be used by the school and educators for training purposes. It is best that learners and or parents and guardians are informed beforehand of this processing activity. Submission of assignments and other school requirements may be done through available online messaging applications like for example Messenger on a case-to-case basis, considering the circumstances of the learner and or the educator. But this should be done in a manner where the submissions are sent directly to the appropriate teacher or school personnel and not to be made publicly available. Educators and school personnel are reminded that communications involving personal data, such as exam grades, results of assignments, report cards, reminders on unpaid school fees, and the likes, should be sent directly to the concerned recipients only and should never be posted in a manner that can be accessed or seen publicly. All policies, guidelines, or codes where the same would involve the processing of personal data should always adhere to the general data privacy principles of transparency, legitimate purpose, and proportionality. The best interest of the learner shall be of paramount consideration. The above recommendations should be read together with the requirements of existing child protection policies and anti bullying policies as necessary and appropriate. The use of data in education is a double edged sword. On the one hand, they offer tremendous potential to create value by improving policies and programs, driving transparent governance, and better management of education systems, teachers' empowerment, personalized learning experiences, assessment, and certification. On the other hand, data accumulation can lead to a concentration of economic and political power, raising the possibility that data may be misused in ways that harm learners. Thus, a balance must be struck between the use of technology to advance educational transformation and the safeguarding of privacy and individual rights. Proper rules and protocols are needed to protect students and teachers not only in national policies but also at international level where cooperation and collaborative efforts are also required to support policy learning, knowledge sharing, and mutual understanding.